You're exhausted, like done. 12 hours of walking across open savanna, legs shaking, stomach empty, and the sun is bleeding out below the horizon. The world is going dark, fast. You need to sleep. Your body is screaming for it. But the second you close your eyes, you become the most vulnerable thing on the planet. Can't hear as well, can't react, you're flat on the ground. And the ground is where everything that wants to eat you lives. A lion laying cover 100 feet in under 2 seconds. Hyenas catch your scent from half a mile away. Leopards, they hunt almost exclusively after dark. Saber-tooths like to ambush near water, exactly where you'd set up camp after a long, thirsty day. So how did any human ever wake up again? This isn't some small question. Sleep isn't optional. Every mammal does it. It's when your brain locks in memories, muscles repair, and your immune system catches up. Go without sleep for 11 days and you're done. Your ancestors had to crash every single night in a world full of things that specifically hunted in the dark. So what did they actually do? Let's start with how bad we are at night. Human eyes have way fewer rod cells than nocturnal predators. A leopard's eyes are roughly 6 times more light-sensitive than yours. A cave hyena hunts at night partly because its prey, us, goes essentially blind after sunset. After full dark, we're stumbling. We can hear something move in the grass but can't pinpoint where it's coming from. We can't smell a predator creeping upwind. When a lion moves through tall grass at night, it's invisible to every human sense until it's maybe 20 feet away. 20 feet! A lion covers that in under a second. So the first solution was obvious. Get off the ground. Chimpanzees, our closest relatives, build sleeping nests in trees every single night. They bend branches, layer leaves, and construct a platform in about 5 minutes. Researchers found that chimps sleeping in tree nests show dramatically lower stress hormones than those observed sleeping on the ground. The height isn't just psychological. A leopard climbing a tree makes noise. Noise is warning. Warning is the difference between waking up and not. Early hominins almost certainly did the same. The problem is trees don't leave archaeological evidence, but our biology does. Australopithecus afarensis, Lucy species, had feet adapted for both walking upright and gripping branches. They weren't climbing during the day and crashing on the ground at night. They were up there. But you can't stay in trees forever. Eventually, we came down. And when we did, we brought something with us. In 2020, archaeologists excavating Border Cave in South Africa found grass bedding dating back 200,000 years. Not scattered grass, layered, compacted, deliberately arranged beds. And underneath them, ash. The beds had been placed directly on ash from a fire. That does 2 things. It kills insects and parasites, and it creates a warm, insulating base. These people were constructing their sleeping environment. They weren't just collapsing wherever they stood. Even earlier, at Sibudu Cave, also South Africa, 77,000 years ago, someone made beds from sedge leaves and river rushes. Those specific plants contain natural compounds that repel insects. They weren't grabbing random flora. They knew exactly what they were picking. But a bed doesn't stop a lion. Fire does. A maintained campfire creates a light radius that predators simply will not enter. Lions in modern Africa, animals that have never seen a gun, that have no learned reason to fear humans, still refuse to walk into firelight. It's not learned, it's hardwired. Fire is unpredictable. Predators avoid it. But fire needs fuel. It burns down in a few hours without attention. Someone has to be awake. Here's where it gets interesting. In 2017, researchers studied the Hadza people of Tanzania, one of the only remaining hunter-gatherer societies on Earth, tracking their sleep patterns over 20 days. What they found was wild. The Hadza don't all sleep at the same time. They sleep in overlapping shifts. At any given hour of the night, someone in the camp is awake. Not by design, no formal schedule, it just works out that way. Older people sleep earlier and wake earlier. Younger adults sleep later. Natural variation. Across the whole study, there were only 18 minutes total per night where every single group member was asleep at the same time. 18 minutes. Evolution didn't build us for clean 8-hour sleep cycles because that meant your group got eaten. The variation we now call being a night owl or a morning person, treated like a personality quirk, that was probably the watch system. You weren't annoying your prehistoric group by staying up late. You were the guard. And the person awake at 3 a.m. tending the fire wasn't on formal guard duty. They were just awake, doing what awake people do, which happened to keep the fire going, which happened to keep the lions back. The group didn't design this. It emerged, and the groups where it happened survived. The ones where it didn't. Now add shelter. Kesem Cave in Israel shows evidence of repeated habitation going back roughly 400,000 years. Generation after generation chose the exact same cave because a cave solves almost every nighttime problem at once. One entrance means one direction to watch. Stone walls mean nothing creeps in silently. A fire at the mouth creates a barrier. It's a prehistoric apartment with built-in security, but most of the landscape doesn't have caves. Open savanna, grassland, riverbanks, no caves. So what then? They built. Terra Amata in France 380,000 years ago, researchers found post holes, literal holes dug into the ground for wooden posts arranged in oval patterns. These were huts, oval-shaped, maybe 15 by 45 feet, with a central hearth. Not impressive by modern standards, but a wall of woven branches and hide does something simple. It makes noise when something pushes through it. Noise at 2 a.m. wakes you up. Waking up is surviving. And here's the thing that usually gets skipped over. The social structure itself was the safety net. A single human sleeping alone wakes at every sound, every rustle, every bird call. Your nervous system treats everything as a threat because in the dark it can't tell the difference. You sleep badly, you're exhausted during the day, you make mistakes. Mistakes kill you. 10 people sleeping together don't have this problem. If one person's natural cycle puts them awake at 2 a.m., the group is covered. The other 9 can sleep deeply because some part of their brain registers that someone else is watching. Better sleep means sharper thinking the next day. Sharper thinking means better hunting, better tools, better decisions in the half second that matters. The same social bonds that helped you hunt and raise kids let you actually rest. One last thing. The dreams themselves. REM sleep is when your brain consolidates memories and processes threats. You replay yesterday's near miss with the leopard. You simulate tomorrow's hunt. You run threat scenarios in your head without being in actual danger, which is genuinely strange when you think about it. This is why sleep deprivation doesn't just make you tired. It makes you stupid, impulsive, scared. Threat processing breaks down. You stop seeing patterns. You make the wrong calls. Ancient humans who slept well thought better, remembered predator patterns, and made the right calls in the moments that counted. So, across hundreds of thousands of years, a system assembled itself without anyone planning it. Ash beds in South Africa 77,000 years ago. Grass mattresses at Border Cave 200,000 years ago. Overlapping sleep shifts still used by the Hadza today. Maintained fires burning through the night at Kesem Cave. Oval huts at Terra Amata. Tree sleeping going back millions of years before any of that. None of this was planned. It just kept working. And the people it worked for had children, who eventually ended up here. You go to bed tonight in a locked building, a temperature-controlled room on a mattress, and some part of your brain still makes it hard to fall asleep, still scans sounds, still jolts you awake at 3 a.m. for absolutely no reason. That's not anxiety. That's not a sleep disorder. That's the watch system still running, still scanning the dark. You're just finally safe enough that it doesn't need to do anything about it.